Hello and welcome to Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures, and I hope you're well. It's turning into a lovely evening here on the allotment, and well, it's been quite a nice day too. A little windy, but we can cope with that. We've had some sunshine, blue skies, and the night time, well, it's settling in rather beautifully. Welcome to the show. I hope you're sitting comfortably. Hope you've got your cuppa, because we're going to a viewer's garden who's been growing most of what they've got from a Christmas advent calendar. This is mine from a few years ago. I wonder what my viewers growing. We'll have to wait and see until they send us a list of all the things in there. But I'll tell you a few of the things that I had in today's show. Oh, along with a very exciting buy. Well, almost a buy. Great to have you on board. It's very good to be here. So let's pop across to Janet in Wakefield, and you sent me some fantastic pictures of everything you're growing. Now, apparently, as I said in the introduction, you are growing all of your veg this year, and seeds and flowers and all sorts of things from one of these. This was a superb Christmas advent calendar, and as you can see, I've opened some of the doors, and inside they're brilliant because you get a proper growing chart telling you how to planting distance, the sowing depth, the height the plants are going to be, the position they need to be in, and how long it takes to germinate, which is always quite important actually, because you might think nothing's happening and you might only be 12 days in, a bit like my potatoes. It's happening, so we're okay. And then it gives you a really good colourful guide at the end of when to sow outdoors, when to sow indoors, and when to harvest. And you get some lovely instructions on the back as well, how to wet and make your compost, because of course your compost in here are the little cocoa discs and they expand and all those things. And yeah, so step 1 to 7, and your final one is planting out, which is what you've done, Janet, in Wakefield. Now, I wonder what you've got. I've got some really exciting ones that I've not yet put out. I've put lots of other things out, but because I've got bigger packs, I've got some giant sunflower seeds in mine, and I've got some parsley and some chamomile. Wow, that's supposed to be really good for tea. It makes a really good chamomile loam as well, if you want a really tight knitted loam. Spring onions, courgettes, some cress. Now, cress is so simple to grow. You can get your children to grow cress. In fact, in the olden days, they used to get a mug or a cup or something and put an old tights with some cotton wool inside, wet it through, and then sprinkle cress on, draw a face on the front, and of course the grass would come out a little bit like hair on your head. Wild strawberries, well, I think I've got enough of strawberries this year anyway, but you never know next year, and it just keeps on giving. Lettuce, got loads of those this year too, and zinnia, which is a lovely, lovely flower, and then some more sunflowers and lots of other things. So really lovely, lovely, lovely. 24 seed packets you get, of course, in your seed tray. So I look forward to seeing all these plants, Janet, when they're a little bit bigger and I can properly try and have a go at identifying them. Again, Janet, you're growing raised beds. It's brilliant. You've got them covered already. So protect from the pigeons and the birds and anything that wants to get at them, of course, and the butterflies, all those things, so that you get really good produce. Now, Janet has been one of our contributors from the very start and growing all sorts of things, and very, very successfully too. So thank you, Janet, for that. It's really brilliant of you to send us what you're doing in your lovely garden. Cheers, Janet. Well, I think I need to transplant this little pumpkin in order that it can become a big pumpkin like this. Look at the difference. This was sown about a week or so after this one, and that's been transplanted. It really helps. Bigger roots. In fact, look at that. It needs to be put into even bigger pot or straight into the ground very, very soon. It's coming through the bottom as well. I'll just pop these back in here a moment, and I wonder whether you can spot what I've been up to in the last few days. I went on Marketplace the other day, just looking for some. I generally go on to anything free, you know, like boards or raised beds or something like that. Very rarely is. But then I saw something I've wanted for a long, long time here on the allotment. Never really been able to afford it because they're £85 plus for these things. But here, look, da, 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 I have a purple wormery. Yes, a purple wormery. It was advertised for £10. And if you're watching, hello to Paul in Doncaster. And thank you very much, Paul. You were brilliant at explaining what I should do with this. I've never had a wormery before. I do have the wooden wormery, which actually looks more like a compost bin. In fact, one of my viewers from New Mexico, I think it was, asked what it was. It looks like something with drawers, you said, but it's actually, I think, a wormery, but there's no worms in there as yet. However, this is a wormery, and I'm really, really excited. Paul wanted £10, yes, a whole 10 UK pounds for it. And well, in the end, I went to collect it. Lovely, lovely guy. And well, it showed me exactly what it consists of. So you've got your lid, of course, here, and pop that down there a moment. And then you've got your different sections, your different zones. So it starts off here, and I think it works its way down through the compost bin. You've got different layers. I should work out how this works, of course. And then when you get to the bottom, there is an area here that would collect the waste product, which is a liquid feed for the plants. Paul, unfortunately, this was out in the open. It got lots of water in, and so he's had to drill some holes to allow the water to get out because it was backing up, and unfortunately, it was killing off some of his worms. Again, you've got a tray at the bottom to hopefully collect the worms in case they're trying to escape. So what I might do, I might refill these holes, and then that means that I can get the liquid feed out of this handy little tap here. Look at that. Got to work out where it goes. As I say, I've never had a wormery before. It's very, very exciting. One thing Paul did tell me, though, is that you can't put one of my favourite things in here, eggshells. Too hard for the worms. The casings are too hard. They won't like it at all. Can't digest it. Can't put really tough-skinned fruit in, such as, say, melon skins. Don't like that either. Possibly pumpkin skins, don't like that. The flesh, possibly fine, but the skins themselves are not very good. And then there you have it. Look, there's your wormery. It sits on top of each other. And then finally, of course, you put the lid on. Ta-da! And it's purple, a bit of colour on the allotment. I'm really, really looking forward to. I'm going to do lots of research. I don't know much about them. You buy your worms, which is really exciting. So it was £10. Paul said he wanted absolutely nothing for it. So I said to Paul, bless, I'm going to put that £10 towards buying some worms. I said, it's really going to be very careful what you put in here. But generally, all the soft veg, the peelings you get, all those things, but nothing too hard because the worms can't eat it, they can't go through it. Yeah, so if you've got any tips, by the way, please help. I've never had one, so I'm really excited. I will look it up though, and we'll see day to day, week to week, how much liquid we get out of this and what is the best ingredients, as it were, for the liquid feed to give better nutrients into the soil. It's really exciting. Obviously, no meats or anything like that. No cat and dog food. I presume you can put waste from rabbits and guinea pigs and things in it, but maybe not too much of everything. Little bits of each, I presume, and the worms will get used to that and eat that. I can't wait. Don't even know what type of worms they are. Obviously, special worms. You don't want big, fat, juicy worms. They don't get through the holes. I think they go up and down through, or they start at the top and drop down. I can't quite work, but we'll have a go. So yes, if you know how a wormery works, please send in your lovely, lovely ideas and tell me how it's done. Brilliant. Before I go tonight, and as you can see, I'm sat here next to my peas that are doing really well actually. I'd like to pop across to Ireland, to Rosemary in Ireland, and thank you very much for your messages over the last few weeks. It's great to have you as a subscriber. One of a few people from Ireland that I have as subscribers, so hello and welcome to you all. Rosemary, you gave me a beautiful memory the other day, and I think it went a little bit like this. You said that your dad used to be, or your father used to be, a potato farmer. And as a child, I remember being sat on the tractor as he went along the rows, putting the potatoes in the ground. And every time a potato was dropped, there was a ding of a bell. And you remember this ding of the bell to this very, very day. It's what a lovely, lovely memory that is, Rosemary, and it's really good to have you on board. Now, Rosemary, the reason I can't quote properly, fully, your lovely comment is because it was connected to a video that I had to take down. The last video on Sunday, I had to repost it, and this is thanks to Darren in Wakefield. when I edit the videos, I tend to do it at a chunk at a time. So if I do it to camera like I'm doing now, I'll do a segment, and then when I put it onto the computer, I tend to actually cut it there and then. What I must have done on Sunday, that I didn't realise I'd done, I must have put all the segments in sequence, and what I thought I'd gone along and edited all of those sequences. Well, I can't have done, because 2 of them out of I think the 6 that we used in that extra long video were not edited. So you got a start and a finish, and in fact some of them were doubled up. So I think got 2 endings in that, and I had to take it down at the end so I could re-edit it, and I put it back up. That's why, Rosemary, you may not be able to find your lovely comment. I can see it, it's there, well the start 2 lines are, because there's no video attached to it anymore, it won't bring it back up. So I do apologise to anybody who commented when it first went out on Sunday morning, and you probably confused yourself. I know I confused myself, but once again, thank you to Darren in Wakefield for pointing that out. I know we both had a good laugh about it in the comments. So once again, thank you very much for watching Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures. I hope we get it right this time at the weekend, and we'll have no more strange editing, although I can't promise, because that's what keeps it real here on Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures. Ta-ra for now.